And at this juncture, I welcome the President, His Excellency, Esquire, the father of all children in Ghana.
Oh, you miss it.
The chairman of the International Kids
You can never
Olympics
call
Committee.
MC DCU.
Hey, I beg you.
Or you can't call MP, president.
It's a serious demotion.
The father of kids.
Father of fathers of kids. Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. Good morning, bro. What's going on?
Hey, good morning. Can you speak Ga?
I know only one expression.
What was it?
Ole man.
Ole noko noko. No, ole say ole.
Ole.
Noko.
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 Ole noko noko.
Ole noko noko. Okay, we also have someone else with us in the studio this morning.
George Arthur Jr. Only the ladies. 1, 2, go. 1. Hey! The men in the house. The men in the house. Let's go. Hey! Yeah! Everybody for the last time. Then we get out of here. Out of here.
The man is back from Jamaica.
So what do we have to do is, you remember British handover to China? You remember
Yeah, for the Olympics.
Yeah. No, 1997 when they handed the sovereignty of Hong Kong to China. So today Britain is handing over to China. So you are China, he's Hong Kong. And I'm Britain.
Okay.
So I'm handing Hong Kong
over.
To you. Now you can dictate to him.
Thank you.
But you want to stay because I like the ole noko.
Ole notsin. Because what does noko mean? Notsin. So ole notsin.
I told you that courtship and marriage it's like day and darkness.
Oh my God.
But you know something? We have to do one more Kia for
one
this guy.
more Kia for Ole.
But it's not a very happy Kia.
No.
So it's what? Ole?
Ole.
Noko. Ole.
जब भी कोई लड़की देखूं मेरा दिल दीवाना बोले ओले 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 गाओ तराना यारा झूम झूम के होले होले ओले 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 मुझको लुभाती है जवानियां मस्ती लुटाती जिंदगानियां
Charlie, you have made my kumkumbagia to come this morning.
No, but you just see the best of Ghana was in the past. Those times 12:30 was India movie.
But we still have some with kumkumbagia.
Oh, Kukum is played down. It's a reality show.
Ole gonna so share.
The Joy Sports Center this morning is brought to you by the kind
the kind courtesy of Ole
gonna so share.
Okay, it's also brought to you by MTN. Welcome to the new world. Study charted by Care for Good. FPAC blows your pain away, and multi-TV just thrills. Coco, wake up to a good morning because there's so much to look forward to. Only on MTN, your mornings are brighter because we are giving you 400 megabytes and 30 minutes of free on-net calls at just 1 Ghana city from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Just imagine all the amazing things you can do online and all those long gists you can have with your friends and family every morning. My guy, just dial *138# and you are sorted. MTN Coco, we day for you everywhere you go. Now we believe in you and in the power of your dreams, in the fire in your soul and the sheer force of your will. You have what it takes to make great things happen, and nothing should stop you from living your best life, least of all your banking. With SC Mobile from Standard Chartered, you can conduct all your banking from wherever you are, as well as enjoy all the amazing perks that come with this exciting new app. We can't wait to share this new experience with you. Download SC Mobile from the App Store or Play Store, and let's show you what real convenience is. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And we have to start with the news. Not a good news for United fans because Manchester United missed the chance to move third in the English Premier League as they threw away a lead, had a man sent off and lost 2-1 at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Scott McTominay's low strike from 22 yards put them ahead after 13 minutes, but the hosts equalized 12 minutes courtesy Diogo Jota.
Now, United had captain Ashley Young sent off in the 57th minute for 2 yellow card offences, and Wolves took advantage and scored a scrappy second goal when David De Gea failed to collect the ball, and it ricocheted off United defender Chris Smalling and into the net to give the host the win.
It was the second time Nuno Espirito's side have beaten United this season following a 2-1 defeat in the FA Cup.
Tonight was a good night. It was a good game of football against a fantastic team, and with our fans supporting and a good performance. So what can you ask more? But at the same time, we have to look at the game and know that it was very difficult. It was very difficult. We required a lot from the boys. The extra effort that they make, it's amazing in the way they react to the goal and give it a go for the game. Really pleased today, really pleased.
So in other news, Nuno Espirito, I think he was the second goalkeeper, when Porto won the Champions League under Jose Mourinho. So what we understanding is that Manchester United have appealed the result, Daniel, because they are suspecting that, Nuno, took some notes from Jose on how to punish, Wolverhampton, how to punish Manchester United. And, Jose is on a payback time, on a mission to derail efforts. It's very, very simple. So they are appealing the result. I think they've written to the FA. We will check. Okay. But that's what we understand.
Okay.
It is alleged that Manchester United have appealed, and they are fighting against this result. Now, so the defeat was the first under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he was given the United manager job on a full-time basis, and that's left them in 5th in the Premier League. Let's hear from Solskjaer, who said they let themselves down.
I think we played some fantastic stuff, and of course the first 20 minutes we could have been 3 up, and I'm not exaggerating neither. So their keeper made some fantastic saves. We created big chances, big moments in the game, but we just didn't pounce on them. So that's football for you sometimes. Today it's a 100% improvement from last time we came here, but still the same results.
So United are level on points with 4th place Tottenham and 2 points behind Arsenal in 3rd, but have now played a game more than both London clubs. And Redwan, of course.
Now, there's bad news also at Craven Cottage because Fulham have been relegated from the top flight with 5 games and will play after being hammered by Watford at Vicarage Road. That's by 4-1. And that will mean that Fulham will be playing Champions League football alongside Huddersfield next season, making 2nd April the earliest date 2 clubs have been relegated from the Premier League. Games tonight, George.
Yeah, games tonight. We've got Chelsea up against Brighton. That's a big one. And there is Manchester City up against Cardiff. Spurs will play Crystal Palace. And we can now get into what's happening home.
So back home, we have midweek games in the special competition. And Hearts of Oak coach Kim Grant is hopeful of his side's chances of winning their 2nd match against Elmina Sharks today. The Phobians will be hoping to make it 2 out of 2 following last Sunday's 1-0 victory over Dreams FC. Grant wants to maintain their perfect start to the competition.
No, of course, it's always nice to go back to your club, but for me, it's not about my old team. It's about how we're going to perform at Hearts of Oak. It's my new employees. I have a job to do, and my most important is that we approach the game with the same mentality, same preparation, and then go there, create chances, and try to win the match. So, I'm sure they know what they'll be prepared, but we won't be any different. So we're going to work hard to get the 3 points. So hopefully we'll pick up 6 points in 2 games. No, they've made a few changes. They've brought in some new players. It's not about shots. It's about us, how we approach our game. And I'll keep telling the boys, it's what we do. I know the quality we have in this team, and definitely it's important that they take on board what we're doing. And I'm trying to build a winning mentality. I want the supporters to get on top of that. And hopefully our fans are going to come to Indom Stadium in numbers from Central Region and Western Region to support us.
All right, now Hearts of Oak and Dreams FC game is one of the many matches, of course, we'll be looking forward to this afternoon across the country. Joy Sports Moses Yeboah has the parents.
The top lineup for match day 1 of the NC Special Competition will be in Zone A as Asante Kotoko hosts Aduana Stars in Kumasi. Fresh from their CAF Confederation.
Sorry for that mess up in the audio, but we've got games there. Kumasi, Asante Kotoko. Wafa will be playing against Inter Allies. That game is coming up at Sugakope. Also, we've got some enthralling games to look forward to in the competition. It looks like it will be, a tough one for teams that failed, to win their opening round of matches. and we'll be telling you more about the fixture. So Liberty will play against Ebuswandorfs in Dansuman. Also, we've got Dreams and Karela. That's a big game in the Bechem and Ashanti Gold. Ashanti Gold won their first game. In the northern sector, also, Indiana Stars will host 11 Wonders from Techiman. They lost their opener, 2-0 against Ash Gold.
So Asante Kotoko will be in Takwa to face Midyama SC tomorrow, with the Porcupine Warriors looking at picking the second straight win. Goalkeeper Felix Annan insists they are motivated to be crowned champions of this novelty competition.
For me, we didn't really struggle, but in life, no matter what you do, sometimes, when things you expect doesn't go the way, you feel a little bit down. Truly speaking, when we went out, we were very happy about that. But you have to know that we still had another chance, because this is another chance to go back to the competition again. So going back to the competition is the motivation we as players are taking. Because, if you do well in this competition and we are able to win this competition, we are going back to the Africa we were enjoying. So the motivation we got from, coming back, not to think about what happened, in the confederation was that we have another chance to go back to the competition we will enjoy. So there is a lot of motivation, despite today wasn't the best day, but for me, I told the guys that the 3 points was most important. We are playing a league. Sometimes you play good and then you lose all the 3 points. Sometimes you play bad and then you get the 3 points. So there is still motivation and we are motivated in this competition. Okay.
Now, elsewhere, Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Perry Okujeto says sponsorship apathy for the sports sector over the years is as a result of continuous negative reportage. Now, according to him, many potential sponsors have held back due to the constant negative image being put out there by the media. Now, the Deputy Minister, who was the guest on last Saturday's Joy Sports Link, is worried about the trend and wants to see a paradigm shift.
I'm hoping that in the next couple of months, we will turn around the discussions. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Now, if we don't turn around the discussions around how we package our sports and how we brand our sports in order for us to be able to attract the necessary funding from corporate Ghana and elsewhere, it will be difficult for government alone to carry the burden of carrying every sporting discipline to every competition around the world.
Including cricket.
Exactly. So it is important for us to look at how we report on sports, how we package sports, and how the ordinary people see and gauge our sports. If we succeed in making sure that we rebrand sports reporting in general, I believe 50%
you had Perry Okujeto, Deputy of Youth and Sports.
Obviously, there now, CAF President Ahmad Ahmad has played down concerns that Cameroon could be kicked out of this year's Africa Cup of Nations. Now, it comes after Comoros filed a case with the Court of Arbitration for Sports, saying they have wrongly been denied a place at the showpiece in June after Cameroon lost the hosting rights. CAF moved the competition to Egypt, insisting Cameroon wasn't ready for the event, which had been expanded to 24 teams.
Now, Cameroon are due to stage the 2021 competition. So what does CAF President Ahmad think about the case? African football journalist Mark Gleason has been following the story.
He says that the wording doesn't apply. He feels that CAF did not withdraw the hosting of the Nations Cup from Cameroon. They merely just put it out by 2 years. Initially, of course, they announced that Cameroon had been stripped of the hosting of the Nations Cup, and then he went to Cameroon and kind of bartered a deal with their president Paul Biya to host it in 2021. At the end of the day, the sort of the general feeling is, a Nations Cup without Cameroon is a poorer Nations Cup. They are still, one of the glamour teams of African football. And this is really just a question of wording, a question of semantics. And therefore, there's no real cause to prosecute Cameroon. There's not a great well of support for the Comores' action from the General African Assembly. But, there's also a lot of sympathy with this very small country who are fighting what they feel is a battle against a big elephant that is difficult to move.
Now, let's do tennis, because yesterday was day 2 of the International Tennis Federation World Junior Tennis Championship, and it produced mixed results for Ghanaian representatives. While some won their matches, others lost. By virtue of that, out of the championship. Benedict Owusu has more.
Huge results for Ghana in the girls' singles as Grace Tomega progressed to the next round after beating Nina Visic of Denmark 3-6, 4-1. Ghana started well in the boys' singles with Reginald Okante defeating Karen Shah of Kenya 6-3, 6-2, but same could not be said of Emmanuel Oponentry, who lost to Kujo Charles Alipo of Togo 6-2, 6-4. Ishan Lumba from India also beat Samuel Intri 2 straight sets to make the next round. The boys' doubles produced some thrilling matches, and after fighting back to win the second set, Ghana duo of Samuel Intri and Richmond Amma could still not break Vance and Alexander Postovit from Russia as they won 6-1, 1-6, 10-4. The championship continues today with day 3 at the Accra Sports Stadium.
You know, we have to wrap up the Sports Center this morning and tell you about what happened in some of the major European leagues in midweek games. Now, if Manchester United are still licking their wounds over the defeat at Wolves, they've got somebody to meet. You know, that's next week in the Champions League. Now, Messi came off the bench and then he weaved his magic once again to ensure that Barcelona, they were losing 4-2, but then Messi scored and then Suarez also got the equalizer against Villarreal, and that was a keenly contested game. Let's now get more from Joe Parsons with the rest of Euro's football story last night.
Much improvement, and then
Lionel Messi came off the bench to help Barcelona battle back from 4-2 down in stoppage time to snatch a remarkable 4-4 draw at struggling Villarreal. Barca avoided a first defeat in the league since November with a last-gasp Luis Suarez strike after Messi gave them hope with a stunning free kick in the 90th minute. Earlier, Atletico Madrid needed late goals from Diego Godin and Antoine Griezmann to beat Girona 2-0. In Italy, the Serie A leaders Juventus have made it 26 wins this season with a 2-0 win at Cagliari that puts them 18 points ahead of second-place Napoli, who have a game in hand. Meanwhile, AC Milan's hopes of playing Champions League football next season remain in the balance after they were held to a 1-1 draw by Udinese and lost goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma and Brazilian midfielder Luca Paqueta to injury. In Germany, RB Leipzig recovered from conceding a stoppage-time equaliser to score a winner in the last minute of extra time as they beat Augsburg 2-1 to reach the semi-finals of the Cup. Earlier, second division Hamburg reached the last four with a 2-0 win over Paderborn.
जब भी कोई लड़की देखूं मेरा दिल दीवाना बोले ओले 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 ओले
Charlie, my inner Kunkumbagia, my inner Pragia has been channeled.
Such a chaotic song for Manchester United fans. Wow.
Yes. Oh, and I want to say a special good morning, as we always do.
Oh, Rev.
Reverend Albert Okran.
Oh, Rev.
Dr. Osafo, the Drive Doctor. And Robert Tre of Goyle.
Evans Mensah.
Evans. Oh, how could I forget Evans? And you know, in the Okran household, it's a family affair.
Yes, Jojo.
So, Jojo Okran as well.
Jojo, you are in the spirit. Receive it now.
Receive it. Take it one.
The General Secretary of Manchester United supporters of Ghana, the lawyer Mandy. The General Secretary. You know, they all watched and, you know.
Oh my God.
Now they have a lot of perturbations. They don't know whether it's Ole or is the defenders.
I have one question.
Smalling.
Guys, no. I have a question. Is it true that Chris Smalling said he will handle Messi?
He said you handle Messi crowd.
Oh,
No, because I've seen it. I've been looking for it. I can't find it. No, okay. Messi, please. Smalling is sorry.
I mean, that's April.
That was April. But before we go, you know, a question for Baumia. I've got, you know, there was a game that I think Chelsea, when Jose was in his second, that's the second spell, the second season, he got sacked. They lost one game, and he thought the question was going to be complex from the Sky Sports reporter. He just asked him, Jose, what happened? You know, so I'm going to ask Baumia, what happened from Central University lectures and now?
Yours is more complicated. More complicated.
No, because you're going to arrest the CD. You know, at that time. No, it was enjoyable.
No, actually, he arrested the
CD.
The PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint presentation, everything was spot on. I enjoyed it. So what happened, Doctor? George,
I beg you. Let's do Sports Center, okay? Before we do it.
All right. So.
But good morning to our friends from Coco, but particularly in an AJC Kappa and Mr. Komia, please. Thanks so much for doing the listening.
And let me say a big thank you to everybody who showed a lot of love on my birthday. Was
yes,
great. I mean, stuff.
And please, like I announced, George, like I announced in your absence, the party is still on. It's still coming off this Saturday.
Stanchard, your notice has been set. Anyway, but look, thank you so much, guys. It was fantastic, and it was a great trip. I'm sure we'll be talking more about the trip as we go on and the things that we saw. But of course, it's time for the Joy Sports Centers to run away from here and make room for more discussions to come up here on the show.
Okay. So we're going to go for these important messages and then we take the groove